Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RWU podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Bill Smith. My name's Axel. You already know who it is, right? Bill, how's it doing? How's it going?
It's going really well. We've had a lot of stuff happen today. I lost big time on the markets because I figured we were going to be dipping lower and we didn't. But hey, there's always tomorrow.
And here's Heckworth, our cameraman, and here's
hi.
James. So, how's everyone doing? Right.
You forgot about introducing me.
We did
James
introduce you,
Park.
you just didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I said hi. This is James.
Oh, I didn't hear that. You shouldn't say McCarthy. Okay.
Okay, well, just get us into a story for...
All right, let's go in. Let's get in.
Recently, Amy Klobuchar dropped out of the 2020 presidential election. I think the Dems are really cornered. I'm not gonna fret with you. I'm not gonna josh around. I'm not gonna yank your chain. I'm not gonna be bullshitting with you. I think the Dems are gonna fucking die.
Yeah, Klobuchar just dropped, and now it looks like... Okay, Buttigieg and Klobuchar dropped, and they're both just supporting Biden. So it's like, who is going to be the ultimate, who's going to be the ultimate establishment candidate? Is it going to be Biden, or is it going to be Bloomberg? We will see.
In every poll, it shows Bernie doing the best, but
Bernie is doing the best.
You know damn
as
well
we saw
Bernie
from
isn't going to
2016,
win.
as we saw from 2016 polls.
Yeah, Biden or Bloomberg isn't gonna win either, dude. So I think it's gonna be an absolute fucking red landslide. This is gonna look like fucking Reagan.
If I may just break in here, I think that who the heck is this guy? Weld? Who's this dude?
Yeah, who is this man?
I don't know, but he looks like Donald Trump, but weird.
He kind of looks like you know what he kind of looks like. He kind of looks Australian. I don't know if that's like.
Yeah, he just has that musty Australian.
He kind of looks like Ron Powell in disguise.
Okay, but sorry, that one got me. But all kidding aside here, personally, and this is just me, I never saw anybody other than Biden, Bloomberg, Sanders, or Warren getting the nomination anyway. Why in the hell all these people ran even to begin with was beyond me. Like, it was clear by the time we went into Iowa and New Hampshire that it was going to be one of those four, pretty much. Maybe Buttigieg, but I figured probably not.
It's almost like the 2016 election where there was just in like 2 seconds just it already went narrowed down to Sanders and to Clinton.
It's Trump versus the field. It's Trump versus the field at this point.
Right, and I think that here's my expert analysis. I don't think Bloomberg's campaign is going anywhere, to be honest, which sucks for the Democrats because I think he probably, of everybody over there, has the best chance of anybody in the race of beating Trump. And here's why I say that. I think Biden, first off, Sanders is just too far left-wing, and I think that
He's too esoteric.
I think that would really kill him in a general election.
Then you have... He's a populist that can't appeal to anyone. Starga.
Well, yeah. No, you're fine. But I mean,
populist support.
I think that here's the other issue with the whole populist thing. Populist has essentially come to mean you piss off the powers that be in your party, but the people like you, and that's kind of your saving grace. And so as a result, it's just a term that, but people forget how much of that can be astroturfed. Like, I don't think in the case of Donald Trump it was for the most part, but I definitely think a lot of Bloomberg's support and a lot of Warren's support was very astroturfed. Biden isn't populist enough to be considered populist in terms of being anti-establishment, but I think
they don't have a unitary figurehead. They don't have any figurehead, no spearhead for the fucking...
Well, I think
they don't have a figurehead to combat Trump in any fucking capacity.
Yeah, the Democrats just got ego death, and they don't know what they're doing anymore.
I think Biden and Warren, though, if they ever got on a debate stage with Trump, Trump would just kick the crap out of them, and I think that's their fatal flaw. And I also think Warren is almost like a screeching, less pleasant Hillary Clinton. Like, I get Hillary vibes when I listen to her screech. And
she's a librarian, dude. She's a librarian.
Who is?
And then Sanders, as we said, is super left wing. So I don't know if there's now. Granted, if there's some sort of huge downturn in the economy or war, maybe it's different, but I'd still definitely see Trump as the money favorite odds on. And I mean, statistically, if you go on any betting site, that's the statistics. He's like the favorite by a solid. Well, last I checked, it was like minus 50.
Would you say it's a landslide? Would you say it's a landslide for Trump?
I don't know
not
if
yet.
it'll be a landslide, and here's why I say that. If you look at the Senate, there are a lot of Republican senators up for re-election compared to Democrats, and obviously that can sort of throw a wrench in things. And then secondly, I think Biden would do a pretty decent job of holding on to Democratic states. I think Bloomberg would too. Sanders would be quite the wild card because I could see him losing a lot of more centrist states. And I could also see him pushing so much of a popular vote in places like California that you could wind up with a situation like you had in 2016 where Trump has the delegates, but he doesn't have the popular vote. And we have to listen to another month of, oh my gosh, it's not fair. The Electoral College is racist and sexist and just all that crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole thing, I don't think it's going to be a landslide because simply there's just too many people who just... They would vote really for anyone who isn't Trump, essentially, like the anti-Trump vote, so to speak.
It's anti-simping, basically.
Yeah, it's just the Trump versus anti-Trump vote at this point. There's
It's him versus the field.
When are we gonna vote for Weld?
Yeah. When's the
I think he
Weld
has
gang?
a real good chance of winning.
Come on, everyone,
Hey,
big Weld, big Weld.
The elephant in the room, Mr. Greco-Roman phase himself. Mr. Mushroom Swiss himself, our glorious leader, Richard Not Gay Spencer, has more or less implicitly endorsed Bloomberg by asking, why not Mike? Mike will get it done.
Why not Mike?
I mean, he is getting taxed though?
Well, I think this just confirms the fact that he is, in fact, probably an FBI plant. That's my best.
No. I think he's just joshing, bro. I think he's yanking you too.
At the end of the day, he's just a racist liberal. Like, I don't mean that in like the full sense of the word. I mean, like,
James is a spin faction now. James is spin
a liberal in like every sense of the word, except for like his views on race.
Right, but then, just because this show doesn't really have a whole ton of structure, we're kind of freewheeling on this one, that brings us to an interesting point. How much of the whole nationalist, quote-unquote, movement, whether it's like hardcore nationalist or light nationalist, is basically just the status quo, but for my in-group. Like, it's not really a different society, it's not really a different culture, it's not different economics, it's just, I want what we have now, but I only want to see people who look like me, basically.
Okay, wait. No, you have to understand though. A lot of this is just big tenting, right? Like Nick Fuentes.
The way things are going socially is fine by me. I just don't want.
Yeah,
brown.
the current parties are just absolute clusterfucks of just whatever alliance is useful. Like
Nick Fuentes, for example. He only musters so many fucking groypers on Twitter.net. You know.
Yeah. And like
since
Nick Fuentes fans, they're essentially like just boomer Trump fans, but because they're young, they don't really get called out for being fringy, it seems.
Here's the thing with Nick Fuentes, and I'm not anti-Nick Fuentes per se, but he does, and this is the unfortunate thing about irony as a concept, is it kind of just enables you to sit there and complain and whine about everything and everyone while not really presenting an alternative. And that's something like I was kind of down with Nick until I realized that's sort of what he did. Was he would just sit there and be like, "Hot, you're wignats, hot, you're degenerates, hot, you're idiots," and then like never actually present an alternative viewpoint, really.
Yeah, and the worst part I'd say is like that he does, like when he's not hiding behind like several layers of iron, he can actually like say stuff that makes sense and like could actually be presented like normal. But just
and he fucking turns around and like talks to fucking Catboy Man for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, Catboy Gang. It's a shame the podcast wasn't up and running for us to address that when it happened.
Honestly, like the fact he blocks people just for like the dumbest of things, it just shows.
I got blocked by him actually.
We call that Yandere syndrome.
Yeah, essentially, like, and anyone who like will have any legitimate criticisms, like, I mean, I know this is kind of like a, oh no, I got blocked, but like I was semi saying like, I like him, but he needs to like kind of explain this shit, and he blocked me.
Exactly. He blocked you?
Yeah, he
got
blocked me on Twitter.
By the Nick Fuentes on your Big Prussia account. Everyone follow James.
Okay.
Follow James on Twitter. At Big Prussia.
Yeah. Greatest account ever.
It's up.
All right, so we want to do another story because we kind of ran this one.
Sure.
Bill. This isn't good.
No, it's fine. My running story for this week is going to kind of be, and I think this is an underreported topic, but when are we going to seriously discuss the real problem in this country? The real problem in this country is suburbanization, and let me explain why it's the problem. It's the problem because A, it's entirely based on the concept that when something in my neighborhood gets out of hand, I'm just going to tuck tail and run. That I will surrender where my family, not just white flight, because like the same thing is now happening to like black people in areas that are being like essentially colonized by Asians. And this is nothing against blacks, Asians, whites, and different. I'm just saying that to like drop everything and leave because you can't handle your own business, you don't have the community ties to do that, it's kind of weak. And unfortunately what it breeds is this group of people, like, and I'll just say it, white suburbanites, who are insanely neurotic, who are just tuned up emotionally all the time, who don't leave their house because they watch Fox News, CNN, whatever it is, and they think the world's ending all the time. It's a constant state of crisis, even though they live in the most sanitized period, in the most sanitized areas, in the most sanitized country in the world. And it's just, it is personally frustrating for me to deal with, because these people think, you walk down the sidewalk, you're going to trip on a crack and die. Like, that's how they live their lives. And unfortunately, it's starting to wear on my nerves, because these people, they interfere with what I'm trying to do socially and business-wise, and it's a real impact.
Well, if you think about it, how long has this been an issue? Because I remember, like, as a kid, right, people complaining that, like, oh, my parents won't let me go outside because I'll get abducted or something. Like when the hell did it just seemed like immediately once it was like 1995 or something where people were just the pedophile.
I think it was when To Catch a Predator came out.
I think also it's like the same thing about it is it's kind of a lot of parents, I think, just don't actually really want to teach their kids. Like the whole thing about getting abducted is like they don't actually really teach their kids. Like, they're too lazy to teach their kids. Like, don't get in a car with a stranger unless, like, you get my approval first, basically.
Well, the thing is,
I think it's State Line NPC that's been doing all this.
The thing that no one wants to talk about really is that the vast majority of actual these abuse cases happen from within the family themselves. So where 90% of child sexual abusers are just the child's family. Like, it's very kind
of like murders. Like, most people get murdered.
Yeah, the vast majority of people get murdered by their own family or someone close that they know.
I mean, like, when there's a murder, and like, if the person was married, who do they go to first? They go to the spouse. Like, if a woman gets murdered,
for like a half of all murders, like, committed by the spouse.
I don't know what the exact statistic is, but it is like a higher number.
It's significant. It's obscene.
Okay, once you understand modern women, never mind.
We're trying to be friendly.
Yeah, just to bounce back on topic, though, it is really kind of a frustrating thing, and unfortunately, we're seeing these people show their true colors. The suburbanite type people are really starting to swing more towards the left, and it makes sense because the left is essentially
know what black people are.
Rosier, more sanitized version of life. So it makes sense, but it really is kind of sad. It's also sad that like we're just living in a time where there's no sense of community at all. Like, people don't even know their neighbors. It's crazy. And so I guess if there's anything that I can say in regards to this to present a solution to the problem, take your neighbors like a plate of pasta or a pie or something, and if you hear yelling next door or loud noises or whatever, don't call the cops. Just leave it be. It's none of your business anyway.
Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I live like on this cul-de-sac, and there's been these people who've lived there for like years, and I only met them once on like 4th of July or something when they were like using fireworks, and I went out, or maybe it was New Year's. One of them, they were playing with fireworks, and I went out, and like that was the first time I met them, and they'd lived there for years.
Yeah, I think it's just like the alienation in like even just your own neighborhood is just way too far. I mean, I think it's more just like it's far easier to try to build connections on the internet than just go outside and just talk to your neighbor.
Yeah. Well,
dude, I'll never forget the first time I saw like a girl and a guy sitting across from each other, like at a dinner with a group of people, and they were literally texting each other.
Jesus.
And they were sitting right across the table from each other, and I was just like, "Yep, we've gone too far."
Yeah, I think a lot of
it is like it has been said like over and over, like social media actually makes us more apart.
No, I'm going to take the devil's advocate opinion and say, no, what if they were trying to share images that would just be easier to post than to...
And say the image out loud.
Well, no, I mean,
show the image, unless they're like part of the solution and they want everyone to see it.
Show them, or say it out loud and like.
Yeah. Let me just explain a big Chungus meme in the Olive Garden, just like.
I'm saying like to start spitting out static.
I mean, like I think we've all been guilty of doing this. Like there's someone in front of us, but we'll be messaging someone on their phones. I think we've all done this at some point or another.
I think a big problem with these communities is a lot of rural communities. They have like a lot of liberals, especially in like California, Northern California, in some parts of Southern California. There's a lot of liberals because they don't understand, because they're very anti-white, right? They don't know, they've never experienced other races really, because they live in these big gated communities because they're rich liberals. They're rich, affluent liberals who've never experienced. That's why all the conservatives, they usually live in these big slummy ghettos with a bunch of ethnicities, right? That's why they're conservative, because they want. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, they saw.
Yeah.
They saw.
Yeah.
No.
This makes the heart grow fonder, and familiarity breeds contempt, and there's a lot of truth to that. But I will also say that, like, I live in like a small town. For all intents and purposes, it's hugely conservative, socially, culturally, politically. For all intents and purposes, it should be one of these quote-unquote trad areas where everyone is like really tight, but it's not. It's just not. It's and so it's just one of those weird things. Like, it occurred to me the other day, like my great-grandfather who lived in a city, like he probably had a tighter connection with the people around him than I do living in like redneck land USA.
Well, the thing is too that the solution to just like getting people to meet each other is not going to be found in a political solution. Like the president isn't going to magically make it so people are pro-social again. We can't legislate being social.
It's your fucking Big Brother and like forcing people to.
Yeah. It's Big Brother. It's like wait, you haven't went bowling with your friends?
Enon, you haven't talked to anyone?
The actual state-mandated GF.
No, not just state-mandated GF, state-mandated friends.
Yeah, no, it's like state-mandated.
So, you want to bounce off?
GF, but you have to go on like these state-mandated like dates or something, and you're not allowed to use your phone at all during it. You have to like look at each other.
No, it's horrifying.
Alright, you guys want to pair it off this and talk about the DAO?
Yes. Please, let's talk about the stock market. Yes.
My God, dude. I just have to. Let me just say, oh my God, dude. What a redemption story this has been.
A wild ride. No, yeah. I mean, you're not kidding. Let me say though, and this is just my opinion, I think this rally was mainly based on the talk on the street, which became conveniently, the talk became right before, 2-3 hours before the opening bell. It became the Fed was going to ease interest rates, or the Fed might even do a little bit of direct quantitative easing and put money into the market or push money into the market. And so it's kind of like an artificial rebound in my eyes. I think if you don't see that happening and the virus continues to get worse, you could be looking at an even worse drop than what you saw before. So it's just kind of one of those catch-22s. I really recommend, and this, I take crap for this all the time, but I really do recommend that anybody who has the ability spends a little bit of time to understand sort of how the markets function, because aside from being profitable, you'll just sort of gain an understanding of how your country works.
John, easy. Ezekiel, he doesn't talk. He's our studio audience.
Well, okay, back to what we were saying now.
And we're performing this in front of an audience of 500 people.
About 5 billion people, the entire planet.
Yeah, the entirety of humanity. No, it's like space empires exist now, so it's actually like 50 billion people.
We're on like
This
the
is being
big
broadcasted
TV.
on the planet.
We've covered the Dow. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's part 2 to the mask story that we got. Surgeon General. This is Surgeon General says, "Stop buying masks. Seriously."
Did you hear about the girl who's like? Never mind.
Okay. So the Surgeon General on Saturday said to the public, "Stop." This is on Twitter. Seriously, stop. It's not helping. It does not stop coronavirus. If the healthcare providers don't put them on, it doesn't matter. You're just wasting your time. And
See,
your money.
here we are. Is this not a beautiful example of the system working? Okay, you have a situation where a bunch of dumb, impulsive people run out and buy something that everybody knows won't really work if you apply basic logic for more than 2 seconds. They lose a little bit of money, some people make a lot of money, and then an authority on the subject, the Surgeon General in charge of the country's health, blah, 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 comes out and says, yeah, you're not making a whole lot of a difference here, you're not helping anything, you won't stop Corona with this mask, and all of a sudden, the sales taper off. So, it was a short-term score, we did good with it, and, I'm going to be crying my way to the bank for all those suckers who bought masks from me, okay?
Yeah. Right.
I was late to the mask hustle game. Shit. Why does
Can you really blame them? Can you really blame the mask?
to just screw up the hustle? Really?
Can you really
It's
blame
funny,
the mask resellers? Though, can you really blame them? They're exploiting a market of dumb people. I mean, that's pretty fucking smart.
I can think of worse
it's
ways.
being redistributed from the dumb to the enlightened, and that's a good.
You said this. You said this the first part.
Yeah, absolutely. But who's the guy? Ron Johnson said.
If you waste
It's a lottery. It's like the lottery. It's a tax for dumb people.
Okay. So one of these.
Money in the masks. Look on the bright side. Now you can look like a sad boy.
Oh yeah. Now you can look like a Japanese city pop sad boy. So I mean, if that's yours.
Ron
Johnson.
Okay. So Surgeon General said, these masks are cheap. They're automated. They're not handmade. You can buy you can buy a dozen of them for a nickel. But people are buying them. But people are buying them for like $100 for $800.
Just fuck.
How would you spend $800 on a singular mask?
No, a pack of 100 masks for $800.
Okay, a pack of 100. Okay.
It's like $80 per mask. Wait, no, I'm gonna retard it.
$8.
100. Yeah, $80.
It's 8.
Right?
No,
8.
8.
I'm retarded. Sorry.
Did you guys see those images of like the improvised mask people were using, where it was like a picture of like a lady had like a tampon over her face?
Oh my gosh!
I did not see any of that.
And it was like, someone had like not a tampon, a fucking pad, and like one guy had a fishbowl over his head, like.
Oh, that kind of reminds me of like,
SpongeBob mode.
Like, just got Sandy Cheeks mode and just...
that kind of reminds me like back in 2014 when there was like these riots or something going on, and people started running pots over their heads so that like the riot sticks wouldn't hurt us.
Damn, back in fucking suits of armor, like Vicky and Vance, dude. One guys want to do a question segment?
Oh, sure.
Well, sure. Croco questions.
Alright, Croco question segment. Alright, where would be the first place you would go in the event of a post-apocalyptic event?
I mean, I always said Iceland is a good bet, but I don't know.
Montana.
I mean, like local.
I just go somewhere rural. I don't know where though.
Like local though, like a supermarket or some shit.
Oh.
Oh, you're talking about like a direct, like immediate location.
Oh, like it's
Where
going
would, you,
to
where
happen.
would you bug out? Where would you bug out?
Probably just the woods.
No, I mean, I'd honestly pull a castle thing and just stay in my house as long as possible. Once I figure, you know, I'm having to like shoot more than a person a day, I'd probably leave.
Well, I'd probably just say, I'd say just more like if you live in a tight knit community, just like form like a town guard or something and just.
What
Say-
kind of tight knit?
Honestly, I'd like.
What?
I'd get some like sort of cabin or something. I'd want to get some sort of cabin or something.
Arsenal.
Like. I don't know.
Let's say aliens invading. What would you do? Aliens.
I don't know.
Aliens
I
were
don't know.
invading would be so far advanced from us that it really wouldn't matter. I'd either die because they wanted me dead or live because they didn't care enough to kill me.
Yeah, like honestly, like if
I would
aliens-
hide in a quarry. I
if
would hide in a
aliens
quarry.
were
with a
invading,
backpack.
like if they basically mastered space travel where they can get all the way over here.
Okay, but what if they're War of the Worlds tripod aliens and like they can still be fought?
Then fight.
With like guns. With like guns.
Yes.
Personally, I would go to like a quarry with like a bug out bag.
Just
Because what
how
fucking
it
aliens are
depends.
looking at
Like, are
quarries?
these
Right?
aliens? Do they look like humans, or are they like?
No,
Cool,
I just said
the
War of the
generic-
World tripod.
Yeah, let's say generic grays. Like
I don't
generic
know what
gray
War of the World means. Hold on.
Oh my
people.
gosh.
It's a great movie.
James, this has been a cultural icon for like over 100 years. I don't know where you've been.
Let's say like generic gray people, generic little grays.
Yeah, then fight them.
Not like fucking glue blah looking.
Okay. So if there's so many, so if they're just little gray people, right? So you know how there's that question: how many toddlers could you fight?
Yeah.
How many grays could you fight?
Probably 26.
And just a fist-to-fist fight. It's an arena fight, and every minute another gray enters the arena. How many?
Or like
Oh, every
every
minute,
10 rounds, every 10 minutes, there's a big,
Just
there's a
stomp on
boss.
its head. Like,
Every 10 minutes, there's a boss that comes in.
I have an interesting question for everybody here. What is the best meal you have had this week? Best meal.
email.
That's meal. Meal?
Yeah, like food, like the food you put in your mouth.
Yum
Oh,
yum, like yum yummy. Like yummy.
Yes.
I haven't really had. I haven't really had any food that's particularly good. Yesterday, I did have a drink that was pretty good.
It's some super hot, spicy
It
wings.
was like I went to the sushi place at my college campus, and there was this weird like drink. It was like some sort of, I don't know what the hell it was, but it was like this white juice, and I decided to buy it because try something new and it was good.
I had just bourbon chicken, and it's just
Oh shit! Okay, guys, breaking.
yeah, what?
Breaking news here.
This
This is from iPhone. Putin proposes to enshrine God heterosexual marriage in Constitution. What do you think about that?
Wait, so Putin just made a new rule that said yes, heterosexuality.
I mean,
He's enshrining God.
how is that really any different from like
What are you even doing?
Russia? Honestly, it just seems kind of like the status quo for Russia.
Well,
Guys.
not just that, but it's things of like I will never understand the issue people have with like, so for instance, I knew a few people who were like autistically upset because didn't Poland like ceremonially crown Jesus the King of Poland or something like as
Yeah,
a,
yeah, just as like
Yeah.
this like really
That's
ceremonial.
symbolic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's one of those things of like, I assume somewhere there's some like very radical atheists who are like, no, how could you do that? It's like, okay, Jesus isn't gonna come down and like start ordering mass killings. Okay, it's not gonna happen.
Yet.
So we're good.
Not yet.
Like,
Jesus
Start
comes
ordering.
in like a crown and a cape.
No,
you get what
so-
I'm saying?
no,
Like, I don't
no,
mind.
this is what urges him to come down
God.
because like no one needed him until then. It's like, okay, well I got a job to do.
Jesus,
I
if
gotta-
Jesus came down to if Jesus came down to Earth, would he just be automatically crowned leader of all countries?
yeah, assuming
Oh.
assuming Jesus does come down, what would other religions think?
United States just be like, would the United States just be like,
I think everyone would
Like,
just
become more
probably convert,
powerful.
honestly.
Everyone would freak the fuck out.
Honestly, like,
Yeah,
wait, what if? Honestly, though, what if like Vishnu came down then?
Yeah,
would
what
you-
if it was Vishnu?
Would
heck
you
is
say
my
Vishnu?
man?
Vishnu? I don't know.
Yeah, Vishnu is like the 6 arms, like Indian
the
holy Apu
Yeah, well, that won't be happening, so we don't have to worry about it.
the
Um,
Apu god.
Okay,
What, what
if
if Odin comes
yeah,
down?
what if Wotan comes down?
that won't be happening.
Wotan has hit that bitch, and he will do it again.
All the fort. Das Bog.
Wotan has become the Grand Emperor of America.
But anyway, I'm actually gonna hop off here. I
Fucking.
got a family event to go catch. But just to answer my own question here, best meal I've had all week. I made myself a Trenton tomato pie, which is basically just a pizza but like overflowing with red sauce with only a little bit of cheese. It was tremendous, and I strongly encourage everybody here to try a tomato pie once in the next year.
I'll consider it.
Thank you.
Guys, new story. This is breaking.
Okay, we can have like,
I love
okay. Just what is
No.
it?
no.
McDonald's? What the?
And back from Brick and Morty show.
Your kingfish. I don't feel so good.
Wait, they're bringing back the Szechuan sauce?
Nice.
And can I just say how fucking
Wait,
much of a
oh
shit
no,
show
wait.
was?
That's bad. Fuck.
And no
The
duh.
Rick and Morty fans are coming.
And buy easy. Buy easy gold.
I have not had Szechuan sauce though, so
Alright, would
you
you try it?
Well, you know how you can make the Szechuan sauce, right?
yeah.
Just get the honey barbecue sauce and get the sweet and sour sauce and mix them, and that's all the Szechuan sauce is.
Yeah, but it is kind of, I think, kind of like a promotional type deal, or like it's
Oh, why?
Bring back the Szechuan sauce for Mulan. Yes.
For no,
the
what
worst
is Mulan? Oh yeah, because Mulan's coming out. Yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, and the whole thing, the worst part about it was how people were paying like hundreds of dollars for like one.
Yeah, like thousands. I think saw one on eBay for like going for like a bit of like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Well, the better question is like, why?
I think that the
why
best-
does
I think the whole
McDonald's
best-
Why does McDonald's have to be the champion of Szechuan sauce? Like who is there?
Yeah, I
Who
think my favorite
decided
part
this?
of it-
Who
my favorite
decided
part of the
this?
whole, like,
What tribunal decided this?
Yeah, what tribunal decided that McDonald's has to be the spokesperson for the Mulan Szechuan sauce?
I think my favorite part, other than the guy who jumped off screaming "I'm Pickle Rick."
That was a joke. I actually
Yeah, that
found
was
out.
a joke, but it was still like he still looks like a joke. But I think one of my other favorite part was how like the creators, they got like this big gallon of it or something, but all the fans had to just fend for themselves.
What would you do? Yeah, what would you do if there was only 1 gallon of Szechuan sauce on Earth?
This is the post-apocalypse event I'm talking about. This is the actual this
The
is the post-apocalyptic
Szechuan
event
sauce.
I'm talking about.
Just mass riots over Szechuan sauce.
There's only 12 ounces left. There's only 12 ounces left. How are you gonna get it?
It's the spice.
I'll
It's
just
like
make my own.
it's the spice from Dune. It's.
I would say all the barbecue and all the honey mustard sauce are gone.
How?
Yeah, you cannot make your
No.
own.
Just fucking is. I don't know.
Just disappear. Just gets Thanos snapped.
And now the only sauce that McDonald's has left is fucking sweet and sour and ranch and Szechuan.
Ah, nice.
Exactly. So, how would you get the Szechuan?
So,
What's your plan? What's
the Szechuan-
McDonald's has ranch.
your ranch? Yeah,
I've
sweet
never
and sour.
had it, but like for some reason, I just imagine, even though like ranch is sometimes
Disgusting.
I just
It's
imagine
actually
it tastes
gross.
good.
It's so gross, dude. I'm not even kidding.
Although I think I have had like buffalo sauce from McDonald's, which was alright.
The buffalo sauce is fucking excellent. I love buffalo sauce in all
Yeah, buffalo
capacities.
sauce is great, honestly.
What's your favorite guys' favorite dipping sauce?
I'd say probably, yeah, probably just like light ranch or blue cheese.
Blue cheese maceration. I love.
Honestly, blue cheese. I think I like blue cheese, like the cheese itself, a lot better. Like I know that blue cheese is made from the blue cheese, but like the actual blue cheese itself is like, a lot better.
Yeah. So,
And I have it on a burger. Excellent.
how long have we been recording, Heckler?
Oh, we've been going for.
You can get that at a number of different
Yeah,
places.
yeah, we've been going for 35 minutes. You want to just
5 minutes.
35?
Okay. So I want to talk about this one thing that's been happening.
I would just,
6
like,
people.
One more article just to lead us out.
Yeah.
One last article. This is gonna be a quickie, alright? This is gonna be a quickie episode. I'm gonna come and done. This is come and done, alright? So the last article. Six people have died in Washington State from Washington State from coronavirus.
Wait, so 6 people are now gone because of Corona?
In America, yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, like,
Was that sarcastic?
even if it does like evolve into the next plague, I'm not really worried because it's just.
No, it's not. It's fucking not. It's not gonna. The most it's gonna do is like maybe like kill off China entirely, but like who cares?
It's not gonna.
Well, I think it'd be funny. I think honestly, the worst case scenario, because it's not gonna be like a massive plague. The worst case scenario would just be like it becomes the new seasonal flu, where it's just like, oops, okay, it's Corona season, but like everyone still treats it like it's like the deathly, like Giga plague, even though it's just bad pneumonia.
I mean, like that's kind of how ever since the swine flu, that's kind of how it's been like with flu. You can die from the common cold.
I mean, you can. I mean, you're more likely to die like tripping over like a coffee table than getting Corona. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you wash your hands, but if you're a chink, yeah, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, people don't wash their hands actually.
Well, I think it's just that.
That's how
like,
the Jews.
Oh,
That's
that
how the Jews survived the Black
Oh,
Plague.
that reminds me that like the average Chinese person, like in China, their average Chinese person's health is abysmal. Like they have like sort of a they do like a sort of like survey draft just to like see if they needed to like form an army, like how much of a percentage of the male population could actually take up arms. And they said like over a third of the country is too asthmatic or fat just to
Jesus,
even
fat? Fat. Hold on, fat.
yeah, asthmatic or fat.
They fat. What the fuck?
There's fat Chinese.
Yeah, well,
Fat Chinese people? Oh my god. Eyes pop out his
well,
skull.
not like fat is in like morbidly obese, but just fat is in like you're not fit, like you
Oh,
you're
like
just
like
this,
100, like over 180,
yeah, something like that, like
like 2 billion.
yeah, they're
billion?
not, yeah, they're not ham planets, they're just like
They're not
unfit.
Croco.
Yeah, but like a good like third of the country has asthma. Just also the Chinese are massive smokers. Like that, like a gigantic percentage.
Not a
of
good
the,
combination.
Oh yeah, I heard
Fucking
about
all.
that. Like that's just kind of also Asian in general. Like
Yeah.
they're just young people, and it also passes on to the young people because like the older generation pressures young workers into smoking.
Oh yeah. I want to talk about this too. The child thing at the Greek border thing. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Refugees have been fucking flooding Turkey.
Turkey.
No, Turkey's border with Greece. Yeah.
Oh, they've been flooding into
Yeah.
Greece.
I'm not sure about China, but like I know that Japan. I think
I'm on CNN right now.
you're supposed to accompany your boss to like a bar after work.
No, I think that's mostly overplayed. That's just like that's like only if you're like the most ass kissing like salary man do you go with your boss to the bar.
Yeah.
Get some booze from my boss. That sounds awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this. How do you guys feel about it?
Because I know that's a Japanese thing, but like, is it in China?
Japanese man. I'm pretty sure it probably would be. Probably is. Anyway, how do you guys feel about the refugee? Yeah. Now, what hasn't been fucking said about the refugee crisis?
It's been going on for like literally a decade now. Is there anything anyone can say that's new? Is there anything?
Okay. Let's see. Let's do something. Something else awesome. Big Kim is firing missiles.
Oh yeah. Yes. North Korea like shot some unidentified missiles.
What do you mean unidentified? What fuck? What's so unidentified about them, bro? Fucking long.
Well, we don't know what the hell they were though.
Yeah, they could be just trying some like non-military. We don't know really. I mean, it could be missiles.
Let's see.
And even
Like
if
to
it
the
is
Yellow
missiles,
Sea?
like the worst
Wait,
thing we
let's
could
see.
worry. The only thing I think we could worry about North Korea attacking would be like South Korea, and even then, that would be just suicide for North Korea.
Most they could reach is maybe Taiwan. That's with help from China.
The range doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, the United States just has so many nuclear weapons that.
Did you hear about the North Korea? They had Corona, and then they killed the one guy with Corona, and it immediately stopped.
Wow. It works.
Whoa.
Yeah, they just fucking killed him. Straight up. It's kind of a Chad move. I don't know. Like, personally, I would do the same thing.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, guys, Krakow. I know. Okay. All right. Just one last final thing, guys. I think we found our calling. NASA is accepting new applications for astronauts.
Yeah.
They're hiring.
Asperger?
Where are we dropping?
Where we dropping, boys?
Andromeda.
Aren't you supposed to be like a certain height or something?
I don't know. Yeah, like the requirements are like.
Let me Google. Australia required height.
All right.
Between 5.8 and 76 inches.
We will send the first. Okay.
Not 5.8. Not 5.
I barely made it.
Okay. So here's NASA's
You
plan.
can be 4.8. You can be 4.8.
NASA's plan. They want to send another man and the first woman to the moon by 2024. The first class of astronauts.
And I stopped caring.
Okay.
Wait, there hasn't been a woman in the moon?
Wait, I think the first American woman on the moon.
Has to be, right?
I think the Russians. I think the Russians did.
Oh, okay.
First woman. No, Sally Ride. Sally Ride was in the space.
Wasn't there an American?
Oh.
No, in the space. Never mind.
Yeah, becoming an astronaut is no easy task. Nothing is really.
Is it? Whoa, really? Whoa!
Okay. So, since 1960, only 350 people have ever gotten to astronaut training. Currently, there are 45 active astronauts, but most of them are just in reserve.
Well, I heard I googled it. The height requirement is 4.8 to about 6'3", so
if you
not that strict.
Okay. To our listeners, if you think you've got what it takes, you can apply at the USA Jobs website until March 31st. Those interested must be a U.S. citizen, must have an advanced STEM degree. Nerd.
Yeah, just in case there's any fucking
and along with
just in case there's any Montenegro.
Yeah, and along with that, 2 years of experience related to like space travel, and
in case there's any Laotian people.
100 hours in pilot training for a jet aircraft. So if we have any,
in case there's any Laotian people
with those requirements who's interested in being an astronaut.
Yeah. So any STEM engineer, so any advanced physics engineer pilots.
So anyone in Laotia, any fucking advanced hyperbrain STEM engineer watching this beautiful content right now.
Any average Prussian.
No. You see, we need to say this to our audience because our audience are the best people on Earth. They're giga brain.
You guys, I love you guys. Buy our merch. At Teespring.
We should honestly say that they're the best people on the planet Wotan.
Fucking hate all of you. I hate my audience. Fuck all of you.